Breaking news update on Live at 3. At least 2 firefighters have been treated for heat exhaustion battling a 5-alarm fire at an auto repair business in Milwaukee.
And let's take a look live from Chopper 4 right now. You can still see firefighters dousing this structure with water. It is under control, but again, they are still working to make sure there are no hot spots at this business in Riverwest.
And here's the latest. This fire under control right now. No other buildings were damaged by this 5-alarm fire. At this point, still too early to know how this fire started, whether it was an accident or set on purpose. Firefighters say that is still under investigation. This fire burned for hours this morning at Joe's East Coast car shop in the Riverwest neighborhood.
Just minutes after it started, firefighters were pulled from inside the building because the blaze was out of control. Our Jermont Terry is live in Riverwest. He has the latest. Jermont.
Courtney and Steve, as you mentioned, some 6 hours later and crews are still working to put out flames from this 5-alarm fire. Now these near 100-degree temperatures made battling this fire very challenging. So challenging that 2 firefighters were taken to the hospital as they suffered from heat exhaustion. Witnesses described seeing thick smoke filled the air shortly after 9 this morning. The fire at Joe's Auto Repair happened so quickly. Several workers were inside the repair shop, and there were also some apartments above the shop. Thankfully, everyone got out of the building safely, but the materials like oil and gasoline stored inside the shop posed a hazard to fire crews. For hours, for several hours, they could not go inside the building to fight the fire. The only option was to pour water from the ladder trucks. But around an hour ago, the roof collapsed and they were able to go back inside to tackle the fire, moving through the floor and walls. Take a listen as the assistant fire chief describes the challenges and the intensity of this fire.
It's a deep-seated fire. It is in the floor membranes, it is in the ceilings, and it is towards the center of the building. So since we can't go in there and get it, we have to throw the water through the water towers, the deck guns, and the hand lines from the outside to try to penetrate to get to that fire. That's what's taking the time. We're throwing a tremendous amount of water at this fire. I encourage all the citizens of Milwaukee at this point in time, refrain from watering your lawns. Please don't open the fire hydrants. We need the water here, and God forbid that we have another emergency in the near vicinity. We're going to need the water there. So I do urge restraint in utilizing the city's water supply at this time.
And again, this fire is under control. Fire crews are still working to put out a few flames, but one thing that hasn't changed, these near 100-degree temperatures. It is hot out here, and when you calculate and add in the fact that fire crews have all of this gear that they're wearing, it becomes extremely hot for those men and women. If you take a look over my shoulder here, they have had a cooling station not only for the residents but for the fire men and women who obviously have needed to take plenty of water. They have a bus nearby for them, but again, they expect to be out here for a couple of more hours as they try to get this situation under control. Again, you saw from that view from Chopper 4 that they are still working to put out a few flames, but for the most part, thankfully, everyone got out of that building safely. And again, the exact cause, they don't know at this point. The fire department's main goal at this particular time is to get this fire completely under control. Well, that's the very latest on your side, live in the Riverwest neighborhood. Jermont Terry, today's TMJ4.